So I'm out here on a early spring, late March day, out here walking the dog. Water temperatures aren't quite in the range for bass for topwater. However, I'm out here trying to get one of these tiger muskies, and I've heard that they've just went through the spawn, or maybe spawning right now. And I've also seen one jump out here, so I know they're in here. So I'm trying to get that topwater bite. As you can see, I'm using one of those walking baits and doing the walk the dog presentation. So I figure while I'm doing this, I'll give you a quick little rundown on how to walk the dog. One of the big things is when you twitch, you got to let your rod tip go back to about where you started. And what that does, that puts the slack in the line and allows the walking bait to go the opposite direction. And so when you can do it in succession, I got fluoro line so it sinks a little bit. I can cast back out there and I can show you. So when you allow the rod tip to go back to where you started, it allows that slack to get in the line for the walking bait to go the opposite direction. And then of course when you twitch, it goes to the other side, making that little zigzag pattern, aka walking the dog. I personally like to use a medium action rod, or a medium rod with fast action. So it's got like a little, it's got that sensitivity for allowing it to walk a little bit better, in my opinion. Another tip I like to do when using walking baits is when I first cast it out there, let it set for a few seconds, let those ripples clear away from it. Because usually the fish will come up a little bit curious at that point. And, if you start walking it right away, it doesn't allow the fish to see it and get curious about what it is. And then once you start. Also, another tip, I don't like using fluorocarbon line. It sinks a little bit, so it's kind of hard to let it sit there as long as I like to. But what I was saying was, if you let it sit out there a little bit, allow the fish to come up and see it, see what it is, and then that sudden movement when you first start twitching it, that's usually what triggers a reaction. Or at least in my experience. They call the muskie the fish of 10,000 casts. Well, I'm on pretty good rate right now. I think I've made about 15, so almost there.